Hey guys, it's Rick and I am here with March Reviews. Today is April 17th when I'm recording this. Got a brand new haircut and beard trim ready for the spring and summer to be here. Just went yard sailing this morning, got a haircut, went to some garage sales. Tons of videos to record, guys. I'm going to try to record a handful today and record a bunch tomorrow. So I probably have 2 months worth of videos to record. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to talk about the first week of March and what I watched. Some streaming titles and then a few physical titles that we're going to get into. The first thing we watched was a movie called I Care a Lot, which was on Netflix. The trailer for the movie had me really curious. It starred Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage, and was intrigued by the trailer. It looked like a shady woman who took advantage of like older people's retirements and kind of put them in old person's home to take advantage of them. And the movie gave off very dark comedy vibes in the trailer. And basically, Rosamund Pike plays a crooked legal guardian who preys on elderly people who can't really defend themselves. So she deals with different doctors' offices and preys on certain old people, and she becomes their legal guardian, puts them in a home, and then like sells all their personal belongings. It's pretty crazy because I'm sure stuff like this really happens in real life. She targets somebody that she refers to as a cherry client, like the creme de la creme of clients. She's played by Diane Wiest, and there's a group of men who start following Rosamund Pike, and craziness ensues. There's definitely like dark humor in the movie, which I enjoyed, but the story just was very interesting and kept me like intrigued to see how it would end. The problem with the movie is both sides of the movie are unlikable. So it's like, do you root for the lesser of two evils, or which character do you find to be less evil than the other character? So that's a bit tough because I found myself not rooting for either side, which definitely affects the third act of the film. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I give it a 3 out of 5. The next thing we checked out was also on Netflix, and I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is called Moxie, written and directed and starring, if I'm not mistaken, Amy Poehler. But it's about a girl, Amy Poehler's daughter, who is kind of like an outsider in school, and she finds out that her mom used to publish zines and like be against, societal norms back in school. And she kind of starts writing a zine in secret, and her school has like a rating system, and they come out with inappropriate awards every year for like different, topics per se. And so Haley Robinson was the lead actress in the film. She was fantastic. She did a great job. I don't really recognize her from anything else. So like I said, it's about a 16-year-old girl who's a junior in high school. There's a lot of sexists and teachers and principals who turn blind eyes to sexism in the school. And like I said, she forms new friendships and bonds with a group of girls. And it's a very like a feminist-driven girl power movie, but also just like a really enjoyable film. Like I was expecting a few things to happen because they're kind of standard in this type of movie, and they didn't do that, which made me really happy and appreciate this even more. They didn't go the predictable route that the movie could have gone in. I recommend this movie to like anybody that has like teenagers in middle school and high school. I think this is a really important movie. I also think it's a very fun movie, really good soundtrack, and just an entertaining film in general. I highly recommend Moxie. I thought it was really good. Like I said, good performances throughout. I give it a 4 out of 5. I really, really liked Moxie. It took me by surprise how much I enjoyed the film. Next up was a movie that is one of the top award contenders for this season. Obviously, I'm recording this on the 17th. This video will drop this Tuesday, so the week of the Oscars. And this is a movie that has a lot of buzz around it, and it is Nomad Land, which we watched on Hulu when it first came out on Hulu. Lots of hype around it. The first thing I will say is the film is shot beautifully. The cinematography in the film is fantastic. It's basically a love letter movie to like the Midwest in the United States. There's footage of national parks. There's footage of, Arizona and deserts and New Mexico area. But I knew based on the trailers and the premise of the movie that it would be slow paced. And that's, as long as there's a story, I'm fine with that. Frances McDormand was fantastic. Basically, Nomad Land is about a group of people who live in their vans and cars and kind of live off the land. They get temporary seasonal jobs. They stay in the desert for 2 weeks at a time because they're allowed to do that a few times a year. And she forms relationships with these people. A lot of the nomads in the film were actually real nomads. Frances McDormand was one of a handful of actors in the movie. The rest of the people were real people or based on real people. So that was pretty interesting. I definitely didn't get bored throughout the movie. So yeah, I have a note here that says McDormand and one other actor were actors, but the rest were like locals or nomads. I also thought it was kind of cool. She gets a seasonal job at Amazon. And you see like the inside of an Amazon fulfillment center, which I thought was pretty awesome. Kind of surprised that Amazon allowed it because it's an actual Amazon facility. But it was cool to see the inner workings of the Amazon facility. I actually enjoyed that stuff a lot when it was just kind of like a plot device in the movie to move the story along. But I was intrigued every time she was inside of work because it was real footage. It was a real break room. It was real workers there with her. So it was kind of cool. I kind of want to see a documentary just based on like the Amazon story and like the fulfillment centers and how all that works, it's a well-oiled machine, obviously. I'm just curious how like that would play out in documentary form. I don't know if that would ever happen, but it would be cool to see. I personally gave Nomad Land a 3.5 out of 5. I know some people love it, gave it a 5-star review. It just wasn't gripping enough in parts for me. It was definitely, watchable. I don't think I need to own it on physical media, but it was a beautiful movie and it was interesting. And Frances McDormand gave a great performance. So I gave Nomad Land 3.5 out of 5. The next thing that we watched was sent over to me from Mill Creek Entertainment to review. I did a video about this in the next title already. But it is Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain, a movie I had never seen when I was a kid. If you guys watched that other video, you'll know that I thought that was Jonathan Taylor Thomas for the longest time with Christina Ricci. Not realizing it was Anna Chlumsky from the My Girl films. So that was a bit of a surprise to me because I really legit put this movie in thinking it was JTT. Christina Ricci, and I was like, that's a girl. And Bridget's like, yeah, it's Anna Chlumsky or Chlumsky. And I'm like, huh, interesting. So this is a story about two females. Christina Ricci moves to a new town. Everybody tells her character, Beth, to stay away from Jody, who's played by Anna Chlumsky. I'm sorry, I keep butchering her name. Everybody's like, stay away from her, she's trouble, but she likes to adventure and explore. So she tells Beth about the secret of Bear Mountain, where all this treasure supposedly is. It's a fun family adventure movie basically for kids. Like I said, I can't believe I didn't watch this when I was a kid because I think it came out in 95, so I was 11 years old. At the time I was crushing hardcore on Christina Ricci, Now and Then, Casper. She was a crush of mine as a kid, but I remember seeing the VHS artwork back in the day, and I think my sister watched this movie, but I had just never seen it. Almost gave off a female Goonies vibe, except for it was only 2 of them, not a group of 4 or 5 of them. So they had good chemistry together, and I found the movie to be entertaining. Plus, it's in this sweet VHS retro slip with different artwork underneath. But I give it a 3 out of 5. Gold Diggers, Secret of Bear Mountain. I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. If you've grown up with this, I'm sure a lot of people love this movie because they grew up with it from their childhood. It didn't quite get there for me, but it was still enjoyable. The next title, the last title I will be talking about in this video, I had never seen either, and this is from '92, and it is a movie called The Babe, starring John Goodman, based on George Herman Ruth's life. The Babe, Babe Ruth. So basically, this is like a biopic. There's the artwork, the different artwork, about Babe Ruth and how he, as a kid, went to his dad dropped him off at a behavioral school, basically became it's basically like an orphan school, and then they found out he had a knack for baseball, and the people in charge of the home tried to get the MLB interested in Babe Ruth. And then it talks about his story and up through his retirement, basically, from the age of 7 up through his baseball retirement. Some of the stories in this were a little fictionalized from what I've read, but I actually really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was interesting that it was rated PG. Babe Ruth didn't have the most PG lifestyle, if you know anything about him. So John Goodman was perfectly cast as the Babe, in my opinion. So yeah, this was a very fun watch. Definitely something that I enjoyed quite a bit, and I recommend it. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. So The Babe. So that is it, guys. That is what we watched week 1 of March. Like I said, I have a bunch of videos to record, tons of pickup videos, tons of review videos. I have 6 review videos, including this one to record. And then probably like 7 or 8 pickup videos. So tons of content coming the way. I'm pretty excited. I'll mention this because it's coming up next weekend. Joe Martinez and Marie and Gary from the Martinez Joe 74 channel are coming to Pennsylvania. We're going on a hunting adventure for 3 days. Took a day off from work, so that is really cool. Video in the future with pickups. Another thing I want to mention, I'll mention this in my pickup video because that gets usually a lot more views than these videos. So I'm going to start a new post series on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, check the description box down below. Follow me on there. I'm going to do what's called Down to Movie Flips, where basically it's going to be on my Down to Movie page, but I'm going to show what I get when I go like yard sailing, to record stores, all that stuff. That's stuff I flip on my eBay page. So maybe if you guys see something on there, we can deal before it even gets listed on eBay, and obviously for a cheaper price than it would go for on eBay. So wanted to mention that. Be on the lookout. In the in the title or the write-up on the post, it'll say Down to Movie Flips will be the first line, and I'll say where I got it. So look for that on my Instagram. That is coming soon. Like I said, check out the description box down below. You can find links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, where I rate and review all the movies that I watch. My Blu-ray.com profile, hopefully Blu-ray.com is up by the time this video comes out. Apparently they had a server crash, all sorts of issues, and it kind of sucks because that's where I have my collection stored. So I don't have access to like looking on an app and seeing if I own stuff, which is a bit annoying. But hopefully they get that fixed. Also links to my Amazon wishlist, eBay page, the links to the trailer as well as the pre-order for the documentary I will be in coming out in July, Movie Hoarders from VHS to DVD and beyond. All that can be found down below. P.O. Box, email address, all can be found down below as well. And that is it, guys. So thank you for watching. As always, until next time, who's down to movie?